What up, MetaZoo maniacs? So in today's video, we're gonna see some MetaZoo Grails that you may or may not have seen before. I hadn't until I seen these cards as I'm making this video, and it blew my mind. So we're gonna start on the left. That is the card that Steve Aoki was sent from Mike Waddell. It's a 1-of-1 alternate art prototype Mothman with the hollow foil. And here's the video of him receiving it.
Only 12 other sample cards were made by him on his home printer. It's a 1-of-1, a Mothman alternative art 1-of-1 MetaZoo.
And as you just heard, he said there's 12 other, it was in the letter he was reading, 12 other prototype Mothman created. So 13 in total. Now, it was interesting in that video, he said it was a 1-of-1 alternate art Mothman, but yet there's another one right here with Mike Waddell's signature down here, no less. But it doesn't have the hollow foil on it. I actually think it looks better without the hollow foil. Like, this looks pretty badass, to be honest. I mean, the hollow foil just, you know, it takes away from the background. You can't really see it here. And this one's autographed, and it's authenticated by PSA. They marked out the certification number. This was a picture I found on Facebook. So, I don't know where this guy got it from. It's totally crazy, though. And then the one on the right is from Bailey's Whatnot stream. So we got Aoki's 1-of-1 hollow foil alternate art Mothman. Got the alternate art Mothman without hollow foil. So is this really a 1-of-1? I mean, it's got hollow foil, but is it 1-of-1 because it has hollow foil and this one doesn't? Anyway, so this is prototype number 1. Just remember that. That says prototype number 1. This is prototype number 9. And in that video, he said there's 12 other ones besides his that were made. So I thought, we can't see the certification number here, but we can see this one. So let's go to PSA and check it out. Okay, so here is that same Mothman on PSA. It is interesting, the bottom where the autograph was on the other one, it's just hollow foil here. Interesting. It's like they purposely left this part blank, but on the other one, you were able to autograph on that spot. Anyway, so this is Bailey's card on PSA. Certified. The back of it says Magicast, because that's what MetaZoo was going to be called before they changed it to MetaZoo. Even though up here on the authentication it does say 2020 MetaZoo. And this is why I say, if you have any card from MetaZoo that says 2020 in the bottom left hand corner, that's the original year of MetaZoo, even for prototypes. And then here's some of the stats right here, so you can see that. So keep in mind, it says prototype number 9. The other one said prototype number 1. The certification number is 826-94417. Well, what's 826-94416? Oh, it's another one. Look at this. The back of the card is upside down from Magicast, and it is horribly miscut. I mean, look at that. And this one looks like it has... Maybe it's just the angle. I don't know. It looks like it is more hollow foil, but this one is horribly miscut. But it does have the hollow foil at the bottom, just like the other one. Okay, I'm just going to check to see what the hollow looks like on 1/7. Oh, okay, yeah, they both have hollow foil. Maybe it's just lighting or something. I don't know. So this was prototype number 9. The other one was number 1. This one is prototype number 6. So even the body of Mothman looks like it's different. Here, I'll just zoom in on this one. See what I mean? Here, I'll just get this centered better. So here's prototype number 9, what it looks like, the Mothman, which I'd say is definitely different than prototype number 6. So that's interesting. So it looks like we have 4 different prototypes that we've seen, but I imagine if there's number 6, number 9, number 1, they all are going to look different. And then we got Steve Aoki's, I don't know what number that would count as. So then I thought, okay, 826-94416 and 17 or something. Well, what's 18? Holy shit, look at this. Prototype Halloween Pack 2020. Nothing too special here, just the original hollow pattern, but the whole card, the entire card is hollow. And there is only one sent in that exists at PSA. Interesting. So I thought, well, If 16, 17, 18 have something, what about 19? And holy moly, this is like a jackpot right here. I believe they have this displayed in New York though, so I don't think this is a huge shocker. But I mean, they're all sequentially numbered, so they're all graded at the same time. Check this out. Here, let's see the title. Seance / native prototype. That's badass. Yeah. That's a native Piazza bird. And it's got all around here. So obviously the native Seance prototype, that's a native card with the Seance hollow surrounding it. I mean, MetaZoo did say at one point we were going to get these mini cards, like a mini set. So I wonder if the mini set came out, is it going to be like a mini card within the hollow foil like this? Or were they actually going to be mini cards? Or were they going to come like this, where they're just a small version of the card in the middle of a normal size card? And then I checked to see if there's more. Nope, that's the only one that was graded. So we have 19, 18, 17, 16. What's 15? Oh my goodness, I didn't even know these existed for tops. So check this out. Flatwoods Monster, first sighting. But it's not just any first sighting, it's not even serialized. It's a sample card for tops. That is pretty cool. And if this was numbered, it would have been right here, out of 99. But it's a sample card. And then when I scrolled down to the bottom here, I was like, what? Population 1, but there's 2 higher. And I was like, 2 higher? How is there 2 higher? So I thought, well, maybe they're the serial numbers right after it, because this is 15. Oh, look at that. We have a 14, another sample. Sample number 2. This was sample number 3. So there must be a sample number 1. So 15, 14, 13. Yep, sample number 1. Go down. Population 1, 2 higher. So I figured, let's click on the population. Let's see what pops up. So what pops up is 2021 Topps MetaZoo Cryptonation Series 0. So what you want to do is go to the search bar and just type in sample and see what pops up. Yeah, here we go. So apparently for the sample cards, for the sample number 1, there are 3 that were sent in. One's just authenticated, like the ones we just saw. So the only pictures I have are the ones that are just authenticated, but apparently there are 2 other ones that graded as a PSA 8 and PSA 9. Flatwood sample number 2 had obviously the authentic one, and then 2 more that graded PSA 7. And then Flatwoods Monster sample number 3 had the authenticated one, and a PSA 7 and a PSA 8. So I wonder who has those ones. That's very interesting. So, because I couldn't find them in this submission, or at least not in the serial numbers that were close to this. So then I thought, well, what's not 826944412? Nothing too crazy. It's just the Megacon Orlando promo, right? I believe there's only 1,000 of those printed. It should right here. Oh, it's number 1 out of 1,000. So I wonder who has that. Was that ever possible to even get when they handed it out? Did someone just keep it for themselves and get it graded? Interesting. I got a PSA 9, but I mean, you know these cards that they gave out in the first year? I've never seen a number 1 or a number 1,000 out of 1,000. Or even any of the low numbers, like within the first 10 digits, you know? And I've always wondered why, but maybe, I don't know, they might keep them for himself or give it out to employees. But this is number 1 of 1,000. So that's another huge Grail card that I've never seen before. And you know where we're going this. We just got to keep going down the slippery road until we get to the end. So this is 1-2. Let's see what 826944411 gets us. Oh shit! Mike Waddell. Business card. PSA 10. Now there's a badass card that we all want in our collection. Well, I don't know, maybe not anymore. Does Mike Waddell still have value? I mean, but that's crazy. So, how many of those graded a PSA 10? A lot. 17. Let's see how many were sent in the PSA. Actually, let's check out all the business cards that were sent in the PSA. So, and this would fall under the category of 2022 MetaZoo promos. So we have Shaw Mead, I believe that's the Bigfoot one. He had 12 sent in, 3 graded a PSA 10. Andy Murat had 9 sent in, 5 graded a PSA 10. And Mike Waddell had 19 sent in, just so you can see those numbers closer, and 17 graded a PSA 10. So obviously the Shaw Mead has only 3 PSA 10s. That'd be by far the rarest business card to get as a PSA 10. And then next, coincidentally, right, we just looked up 826-94411. Well, 826-94410 is Mr. Shaw Mead. And we'll zoom on that properly. Boom, with Bigfoot. Given a peace sign. And you know where we're going next. We're going to go to serial number 09. Let's see what we get. Oh, look at that. What a surprise. Andy Murat. His 2023 business card. So that's even more recent. So it's his newer business card. Holding one of the inks. I don't know what ink that is. But how many were graded? And here there's a population of 1. So there's only one of these business cards sent in. And it got a PSA 10. Interesting. So you know where I'm going next. We're going to go to 08. And oh, look at that. Andy Murat again. This is actually the way better one. This is, I mean, we don't like Andy Murat, but this I think was the best business card, even beyond the Mike Waddell with Mothman. Because he's got all the inks in here. So, I don't know. Maybe that's red ink. Maybe a blue ink, silver ink. I don't know. But they're drawing in the background. MetaZoo. It's a pretty cool business card, I won't lie. So. And yeah, got a PSA 9. And as we already know, there's 5 higher that were graded a PSA 10. And that's kind of where the trail ends. Because when I went to... Actually, I'll just show you guys on the screen right now. So we want 826-94407, right? So let's type that in. 826-94407. And we get a basketball card. And all the other cards below this were like basketball cards and stuff. So I think that's where our journey ends on Andy Murat 2022 business card. So what do you think of all this? I think this is crazy. So I guess the big question is, was there only 13 prototypes? I mean, Bailey, what did he say in his stream? He had 7 or something? So are they all different artworks? Are they all the same that he had? Like, are there multiple copies of the same prototype, but there's 13 different prototype variations, but are there multiple copies of each variation, if you get what I'm saying? Like, because in this picture right here, you can see there's clearly duplicates of the same prototype. So there might be 13 different variations of the prototype Mothman with multiple copies of each prototype. You know what I mean? Because clearly here on the left, you can see there's at least 4 different copies of the same one that aren't even graded yet. And then there's yet another prototype Mothman, the white one, which aren't in any of the other pictures. So in this video, you're going to see 5 different prototype Mothman, which is crazy. So it just really makes you wonder, like, I know I'm repeating it too many times, but how many were printed? I guess there's really no value in them because there's no way to trust any of the sources that know any of the information. Even if they told us the truth, well, how could we possibly believe it at this point? Which is kind of sad, because prototype Mothman should be like the ultimate Grails, but there could be hundreds of copies for all we know. I mean, maybe there only is like 10 copies of each of the 13 variations printed. Who knows? Right? We'll never know, because we'll never believe any answer that we get. And then we have another prototype Mothman. Now this might be the same one as Steve Aoki's. I think it might be, because it's got the alternate artwork, but the hollow foil on it instead of no hollow foil. So let's look up the authentication number. So the authentication number was what? 632-00731. Let's see here. Yeah, so that's the right one. What's interesting here, so there's population 1, production prototype, but it doesn't have prototype like, you know, the other one said 169 whatever. So I'm not sure why there's no picture when I type in this one. I mean, clearly it's been the PSA, they're aware of it. It's just interesting that the prototype doesn't have a number with it. So what does that mean? Are there a whole bunch of different prototype cards that have a number, but this one has no number? So is this like the very first one? Is this the true one of one that Steve Aoki got? So I don't know. I think it totally kills the value for the prototypes, if there was any value. Because it's so hard to trust anyone. Like everyone, when you read the comments on any video now, no one trusts Bailey and everyone trusts Mike Waddell even less. Even if Mike Waddell fixed everything up and wanted to continue with MetaZoo, I mean, I'm starting to wonder even myself, like, how many people would give him another chance? Would you give another chance? That's a big question that you gotta answer below. And what you think of all these prototypes, tell me whatever you want, but would you give Mike Waddell another chance? And say yes or no, give a reason why. If you're gonna say no in the chat or in the comments below, what would he have to do to change your mind for you to say yes? So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hadn't seen some of these cards before. I had no idea that so many of these cards were graded at the same time like this. Maybe some people knew that. I didn't know that. So anyways, comment below, tell me what you gotta tell me, and we'll see you in the next video. Chaos Crystal. Holy shit.